Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here in Foley Square. It's raining, it's Monday, and we're here. It's the 24th of January, 2023. On the SBF front, our request of low on these 3 weeks ago, January 3rd, remains pending. They opposed it last week, SBF, and so Judge Kaplan will be ruling, I believe soon, whether to unseal the two co-signers. Now, he's argued, Sam Bankman-Fried has, that there was some security incident, and that means that these co-signers who live elsewhere, whose addresses could be redacted, but not their names, I would say, should be remain. We're going to stay on the case. Across the river in Brooklyn, the opening arguments today in Luna, the Mexican military chief of the war on drugs, finally put on jail. Of course, there was another guy that they indicted and then they quickly released due to political. So it's hard to not see this in a political context. Now, a case that we covered last year, Hild, a mortgage fraudster based out of Live Well Financial. We published exclusively over the weekend a juror's reflection on the guilty verdict and the deliberations. This is something new, and I think it's because jurors, when they get off the jury, they're free to speak. They go online, they see who wrote about it, and we wrote about it every single day. And so they wrote in, they asked for anonymity, and we granted it. But it is an insight into how the jury system works. And I think we're going to see more of that going forward. Of course, Trevor Milton has asked for a vacature of his guilty plea because of interviews with Inner City Press by one of the jurors. I don't think that the answer is for the press to not run such interviews. I think the court's just got to roll with the punches, and I guess defense counsel and prosecutors should take note of that. Now, there's some other trials we're covering here, and you can find it all on Inner City Press. We're also covering the civil case of those who visited Julian Assange at the Ecuadorian embassy in London were surveilled, and they've sued Mike Pompeo, and they have until the 27th to do an amended complaint. We will be covering the amended complaint, and you will find it. We cover the United Nations too, and I have to say over the weekend, another troubling story, but I can't say this enough. The UN posts on its website cases of sexual abuse by its peacekeepers, and ironically, none of the journalists they allowed in the building even ask about it. We do in writing, and they don't answer it. So I'm saying Antonio Guterres is covering up child rape. Okay, we're going in. To be continued.